Well, hey, let me close my office door. Hello. Good Sunday, everybody. Good Sunday. Happy Sunday, Merry Sunday, Holy Sunday, all the good things. Sunday, we're here. Hello, everybody. How we doing? Yes. Mm-hmm. All right. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody had a good weekend. I did, had a good weekend. I was doing a little traveling, but I'm back. That's why I was not on Friday. I was not on because I was traveling. But I'm back in the saddle, back in the seat, back where we need to be, back doing what need to be done. Hey, Ward, back doing what needs to be done. Hey, Tanya. Hey, girlfriend. How you doing? I saw you from last week. Good job, girly. I love it. This week we started off the year looking at a risk management challenge, because I found that in the discussions there's a whole lot of y'all, whole lot of us, whole lot of people who need to be looking a little closer at risk management. Need to be looking a lot closer at risk management, because it's like we look at our risk management ATF. What is ATF? We look at risk management after the fact, which is too late. That ain't the time for us to look at risk management. Risk management has to be looked at not after, but before. And risk management is not just stop losses. Risk management is not just stop losses. Risk management includes sizing. It includes watching the number of stocks that you're trading in one sector going all the same direction. For example, if you're trading SPY, Triple Q, and SPX, let's say SPY, Triple Q, and NVIDIA. I'll do that. SPY, Triple Q, and NVIDIA all going to the upside. That's not diversifying. That's you trading the same thing going in one direction. That's like one big trade. That's not people. I'm diversified. You're not, though, because if you're trading SPY and Triple Q, a big part of SPY and Triple Q is NVIDIA. So if you're trading those two and you're trading NVIDIA, that's all going up. That's one big trade. That's not good risk management. All right. Risk management includes, how are you mentally when you're trading? Are you psychologically ready? Are you focused? Are you distracted? Are you on something else? Did you just take a big loss? Did you just have a big win? Those things affect your risk management. I find that when we take a big loss, sometimes people want to double down, otherwise known as revenge trading. That's not good risk management. Sometimes you take a big win, you want to double down. Oh, I got this. I'm winning. Let me go and double down. Let me go and do more. And that's not necessarily the way either. Whatever your strategy was, you go with that. Oh, this didn't go well. Let me go put more on it. Or I'm losing on this trade. Let me go and add to it. Let me go put some more on the trade to buy it down. That may or may not be the move either. It may be, but it may not be. If you entered the trade and it didn't do what you wanted to do and it's not doing it yet, you might just need to let it go. Right? So there's all kinds of things that go along with risk management. And we talked about that last week. We had our big run through last week where we ran through the entire strategy. Hopefully everybody was there. We ran through the whole strategy last week. If not, you still can join the membership. The link is running along the bottom. You can still join our membership, free 7-day pass, and you can see what is it that we do in the membership every day. SPX, IWM, we're running it. We're running it over here, buddy. Okay. Let's see what's coming up, what happened last week and what's coming up this week. All right, let's go ahead and look at what we got. All right, this is the weekly chart from last week. This is what SPX did last week. It went SPX, let's look at it. SPX opened at around 68.92. And then it dipped down to 68.91, right? It went down a point. That seemed like that don't even seem right. No. That is not right. It opened at 68.92. Why is it like there's more wick there? It didn't open at 68.92 and only go down to 68.91. That has to be, that's something else I put there. Because that doesn't seem like, okay, yeah. I was like, wait, why is that? There's a line there. Okay, it opened at 68.92, sorry. It went down to 68.91 just a little bit. This was definitely a gap and go. I got to draw the gap on here. And then it went up as high as 69.78, which I think the high, all-time high. That happened on Friday. It melted up, as they say. It just went up and up and up. And then it pulled back and closed at 69.66. All right. We closed at 69.66. Let's mark our gap here. Even though this is not a charting call, but that week closed here. And all of this is gap that still needs SPX's attention. It's going to need the attention of SPX to come back and get it. It's going to need to come back. There's another gap down here. I'm going to mark it while I'm here since we're marking it. Gap is the close of one candle to the open of another, and you pull back off the wick. If you're marking gaps, that's how you mark them, okay? Okay. There's an itty bitty baby. Nope, this one was canceled out with that right there. All righty, so there's that. No other gaps for the week, okay? That was our weekly candle, big green week. Big green week. This is not right. I need to reset because none of my indicators are showing up over here. And I need my indicators. Hey, Janae. Hey, Wendell. How y'all doing? Hey, Val. How y'all doing in there? Missed y'all. Hola. Okay, so that was last week's chart. Let me see if my indicators will fill back in the way they supposed to. All right, let's go to the daily chart, see what SPX did all last week. Yep, I got my indicators back. There we go. Yes, okay. So last week, here we go. Monday, had a green day on Monday. I'm turning off something. I turn off these fair value gaps because they make the chart look a little crowded. Yeah, okay. So Monday, we had a green day, left a little bit of a gap here. It's not all filled. I'll work that more when we get on my charting and training call with the membership. I'm not here for charting analysis. It actually got filled on Thursday when there was a big dip on Thursday. Tuesday, there was a big green day on Tuesday. Wednesday, basically opened where it closed on Tuesday. Big ran up to 69.66, which was all-time high for that day, and then pulled back, right? It actually opened, pulled back, went down, all the way down to 69.21 is where Wednesday closed. On Thursday, there was a gap down, open 69.16, dropped as low as 68.99, down into just below 6,900, and then pulled right on back up out of there. And it went as high as the high on Thursday was 69.31, but then it closed at 69.21, right? Thursday got left as a failed 2 down. And for my stratters, y'all know that failed 2 down. Now, I was ready. Ooh, was I ready? I was already on Thursday to ride for Friday. I was ready to put on me some put credit spreads, put on some calls. I was ready to ride with SPX on Friday. I had to slow your roll, as they say, slow your roll, because Friday was the day we were supposed to get the Supreme Court information about the tariffs. I was ready to do some good 1DTEs. I was ready to put a little size behind it because a failed 2 down, that means is that, failed 2 down is a nice little bullish action. I was ready. I had my stuff ready. Then right at like 3:50, I was reminded, somebody sent a message in our chat that said, we're supposed to get the notification tomorrow about the Supreme Court thing. And I was like, oh, shucks. Whew, so I had to stand down. I did 1 or 2 little contracts. But it turned out, it worked out okay. The contracts worked out okay that I did. I did a few of them, but we were trading. One of the brokers I use is Tradier. And on Friday morning, from what I understand, Tradier had some problems with their API. And that's where the copy trading, where I was going to put the trade, on, was actually in the copy trading account. And then come to find out that Tradier was having some API problems. So it's really good that I didn't put the trade on, because I wouldn't, if it had been going another way, I would not have wanted the copy trading account to have any issues that I couldn't manage because they had API issues. I wouldn't have wanted that for them. I wouldn't have wanted that for me. I wouldn't have wanted that for any of us. So it worked out fine. Turns out I didn't place any trades on Friday. Believe it or not, I closed my trades from Thursday, and I'm not a big fan of Fridays anyway, because Fridays can be banana. But this Friday was just melting upwards. Let's look at what the Friday price action actually looked like. This might have been a lot of up and down. This actually might have been hard to trade, even though when you got one big candle, it looked like it was fine. But this up and down actually looked like it might have been a lot. I think I might have the hiccups. That's not good. Come on, give me the thing so I can turn this off. Okay, so it did stay above VWAP the entire day, but first run out, we had it broke out of the opening range to the to the upside, downside first, then to the upside. It did stay above VWAP after that, but this candle here at 10:30, this is a 30-minute chart. This candle at 10:30, like it wanted to come back, and it did actually dip under VWAP for a minute, but then it recovered, and then we had green after that. And this little 1 o'clock time frame looked like it wanted to do a little something with this wick, but it stayed up. And then, of course, the last candle of the day always got to act a monkey, because you can't have a Friday without that. So it went as high as, this candle was up as high as 69.76, which was the all-time high. It went to all-time high, melted all the way up there, and then fell off and closed at 69.66. Yeah. I did not trade on Friday, Janae, right? Who this woman? Humpo, who this? I didn't trade at all. I didn't place any new trades on Friday. I just closed my stuff from Thursday. Yep, I just closed. Even though I wasn't trading, though, I still was quite active in the chat. Anybody who was watching the chat, I still was quite active. But I was not trading. I did not trade. I'm trying to help myself, to give myself a break on these Fridays, because Fridays can be a lot. And I've also found that this is really something we have to consider for ourselves when we do a review of our trades. When I look back on my trades on Fridays, I found that many of the losses I've taken during the week happen on Fridays. I've taken far too many losses on Fridays. So that's a thing. It's a whole thing. If I trade just in the morning, it's fine. If my trades slide into the afternoon, that's where That's where there seems to be issues. So I have to do some stuff different. Basically, that's why we use a journal. That's why we review our trades to find out where are there issues, so that way we can make corrections. Yep. All right. So that's how last week went as far as SPX went. Okay. Let's look at what's coming this week. Now, this week is OPEX week. This week is OPEX week, which means it's the third Friday of the month. Third Friday of the month, all the stuff is expiring. Weeklies, dailies, monthlies expiring on Friday. OPEX week. First OPEX of the year. It's going to be this Friday. So we will trade accordingly. OPEX kind of causes its own set of issues, and we will keep that in mind. Okay. I'm trying to get, there we go. U.S. success in Venezuela could be trouble for Canadian oil producers. Both countries produce a similar type of heavy crude oil that U.S. refineries crave. While Wall Street expects juiced economies, stock gains this year, big banks kick off Q4 earnings this week with inflation data on deck. Greenland may be the oil industry's next great hope. Trump 2.0 tariffs are more complex and SCOTUS could rein them in. Somebody tell me in the chat, when are we supposed to get the final decision? When are we supposed to get the decision for the tariffs? When are we supposed to use? When are we supposed to get them? Okay. China's EV dominance at home is squeezing out foreign automakers, foreign car makers, behind on your student loans, what to know about the wage garnishment. Okay. Yeah, they tripping with that. Okay, let me see where we're going. Where am I going next? Walmart teams up with Google's Gemini to make it easier for shoppers to find and buy products. Okay. Google's new shopping agent platform boosts bet on AI-powered commerce. The ICE Minneapolis shooting, I'm not weighing in. That thing right there kind of boils my blood. I see both sides. I can in some cases see both sides. I see where they shouldn't be shooting people in the streets. I also see where the woman shouldn't have used her car to try to push and hit the man. So now Trump is reportedly weighing military options against Iran. Boeing's airplane deliveries are the highest in 7 years. Now it's about to pick up the pace. Okay, let's move from there. Meetings for this coming week. I want to go back there. Here we go. Meetings for this coming week. I thought Vinod said the 14th too. I wanted to make sure. I thought I saw the 14th, which would be what, Wednesday? Wednesday, right in the middle of OPEX week. Okay, so we're going to keep that on our radar. Monday, we've got the 10-year bond auction at 1. We've got a couple of FOMC members speaking on Monday as well. No red folders, though, but the 10-year bond auction can cause a little bit of, turbulence on Monday. Tuesday, we have CPI at 8:30 in the morning. Tuesday, we have CPI at 8:30, okay? ADP weekly employment change is tentative. 10 o'clock on Tuesday, new home sales. FOMC member Musalam is going to speak. We've got some September data coming. 30-year bond auction at 1 o'clock on Tuesday. Federal budget balance. That's all Tuesday. Wednesday, we've got PPI. PPI on Wednesday at 8:30 in the morning, okay? PPI data, those are supposed to be coming. October data is coming. We are in January. October data is coming on Wednesday morning before the market opens, okay? Thursday, unemployment claims before the market opens. Oh my goodness, all these things before the market opens this week. And Friday, nothing happening. 9:15 capacity utilization rate, but that's not a red folder. That's what's happening this week as far as meetings and things on Forex Factory, okay? Now let's go look at what earnings we have this week. Okay, Sci-Fi on Monday, Delta, JP Morgan, BNY, and Concentrix on Tuesday, Concrete, Pumping, and Phoenix is all Tuesday before and after market. Wednesday morning, Wells Fargo, Citibank, Bank of America, Infosys, and United Communities. Now it's time for the banks to pick up and start running it. Wednesday after close, looks like HOMB, HB Fuller, Compass Diversified, and RF Industry. That's all Wednesday. Thursday, Taiwan Semiconductors, Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs, BlackRock, First Horizon, Insteel, and Bank 7 in the morning. Thursday after market closes, JB Hunt. Friday morning, we got Regions, PNC, State Street, M&T Bank, and YPro. So the banks are picking up and running and leading us into the first quarter earnings season. All right, banks are going to lead us in. They usually do. So here we go. That's starting this week, right? Starting this week. All righty. Why do I feel like there was something else that needed to be discussed before we went there? We talked about those charts. We talked about that. Oh, let's go talk about. I'm going to clap before I say anything. Copy trading has been going for exactly 1 month. We started officially on December the 9th. We started on the 9th with our beta testing, but the 12th is where I'll say we started counting, but I started counting on the 9th. I started counting on the 9th, okay? 9th, 12th, those 2 places, right? Been going exactly for a month from December. Yes, from December the 9th until Friday, 1 month. Copy trading has made 11.6% gains in that window. My account, which is the only one I'm trading, is mine, has made 11.6% gains. I started with $3,000, and that account is up $350. All right. I started with the same amount that I asked the people who were copy trading to start with, because I wanted to be able to see and feel exactly what the people who were copy trading would feel. I started the account with the same amount of money. 11.6% gains. Woo-woo! Now, what's happened is there have been people who started after me. The account has taken, my trade. Let me talk about me, right? I've taken some losses along the way because there's sometimes the trade has to be turned off. Sometimes there's a loss, like this past Wednesday. I did not like that. This past Wednesday, the account I took a loss. People who started after me, I started on the 9th, the 12th, 9th, 12th, right in there. And I had some cushion built up. First several days, cushion, plus, we had cushion. You take a loss after that, you subtract from what you already got. You go, add some more green, you take a loss, you subtract from that. Over the course of time, accumulative for me is $350 from December the 9th. That's when I started, December the 9th. If anybody started after December the 9th, then they don't have the cushion from December the 9th, right? I'm keeping track of it from when I started. If you want to go, anybody who wants to go see exactly what are the results, what are the trades that have been taken /E2T results. If you want to see exactly what are the trades that have been taken, exactly what the results are, you can go to the exactly to that website. Well, of course, there's a place. The reason why the October stuff wasn't released because we were at government shutdown. That's why there was no things released then. There was a government shutdown. So you can go to, it's called government shutdown, peakbot.com /E2T results. And you can see everything that copy trading account has done so far. But if you were looking, you deciding whether I want to join or not, we had a few little bumps in the road along the way as I've navigated, Tradier space, the fees, we've navigated around it and all the things of what happens when you're copying and And anyway, here we are. We're running. Okay. Come on and join us. What do I have? The banner. Let me run the banner along the bottom. We'll change the one to copy trading. Where it is? There it is. That's going to show. All right. If you want to join copy trading, there you are with that. You probably have seen the information that tells you where to join. If you get my emails or see many of my social media posts, all the stuff that goes along with that has talked about copy trading. But after a month of copy trading, the account is up 11.6%. It'll speak for itself. And we'll keep on pushing it and keep on going. Hopefully you'll decide you want to join the ride. And if you don't, we're going to keep riding regardless. We riding either way. Either you on the ride or you not. We riding either way. We riding with copy trading. We riding with the membership. You ride both rides, ride one ride, ride no rides. It's totally up to you. Totally up to you. Okay. That's where we are with copy trading. All righty. Let me go on to the charts real quick, and then we can look and see what we can maybe see for next week. All right. We got SPX. We looked at that. Let me go to the daily chart. See if we got some supports and resistances we want to talk about, or what do we see maybe on the horizon. We are currently, as I said, at all-time high in SPX. But don't make the mistake of automatically assuming that just because you're at all-time high, it's going to you can automatically start shorting. Don't do that. Don't do that, because every all-time high has created a new all-time high, because it can't keep going up. Don't assume just because it goes up, it's automatically going to fall down. It does go up and come back down, but then it goes back up again, right? And it may not come back down when you think it's going to come back down. Just trade what you see. Trade what you see, okay? There is a pivot here. Looks like there's a pivot at 69.80. That's basically right almost where price went and turned around. But if it just like it went on up a little higher 2 days after it did that, it can do that again. All right. So trade what you see. From what I see for supports, I do see a support here at 69.15, right? And I see the turnaround place was around 69.44, which was last week's high. Around that area was last week's high. There's a resistance in that area, so you can use that. And there's a pivot at 69.54, so you can use those as your places where there may be support. All right, you can use those as support, and that may be a place where price pulls and then goes on some more, or pulls back all the way. Again, day to day, trade what you see on SPX. SPY's going to look very similar because that's what they do. They made up of the same stuff. So since they're made up of the same thing, they're going to look very, very similar. The support on SPY is 688.75 and 691. SPY closed last week at 694.07. Again, all-time high. The SPX, SPY, they shooting for 707,000 and probably will continue to go on after that. So the gap that I did have here has been filled. What was that I just turned off? What did I just do? I was trying to go for you. What did I just turn off? I don't know what I just took off. Anyway, there was a gap there that I took off. I'm on the daily chart. What was on that screen that I just took off? I don't know. There's a gap here. Not that gap, because that one would have been filled, but this one, there's a gap from here to there, a gap from 683 and some change up to 686. There's a gap between those two that has yet to be filled. Okay. Again, can it continue to go up? Yep. Can it pull back some before that? Yep. It sure can. It can do either thing. We need to wait and see. Let me turn on. Where are my VWAP numbers? Not VWAP. That's what happened. Where did? Oh la la. All my strat numbers are missing. That's what happened. Stop it. Stop it, I say. Ay. That's what went away. I need my strat assistant back. And change these colors, because no, this is not what we do. I don't do all these colors. I don't want the true colors. I don't want the true colors. There we go. Okay. So we've got a failed 2 down, which was, I'm telling you, I was so ready to trade some stuff going to the upside on Thursday to Friday. I had my XSP ready. I was ready. We've got a 2-2 continuation though at this point. So Basically need to see what happens next on the next candle as far as the daily goes to see what we will do. Triple Q will look similar. Triple Q is going to look similar to those two. Right, there's a gap. Let me mark it. There's going to be a gap from 613 up to 616. Price went up. I don't know if Triple Q is at an all-time high. It looked like it was about the same place on Wednesday. Like Wednesday and Friday highs seem to be the same place. Yep. So it was all-time high on Wednesday. So it made it to an all-time high that last week. But it's not, Friday wasn't the all-time high, but it is still bullish. There's a pivot resistance at 638.92, 628.92. We are still bullish. As I said, some of this gap has been filled, so we can adjust it down. Yeah, we can adjust that gap there down. Again, wait to see what happens. Support is at 620. Another one maybe at 624. You can go with those two. Let's look at IWM. Now, IWM, that's what put in that work. IWM put in that work. Like, where are you going? IWM said, y'all will not go to all-time highs without me. Right? IWM hit this 246.11 and started to climb. Like, this is Mount Everest. We got places to go. That's what happened. It started to go. Hey, Lisa. It started climbing and climbing some more. Left gaps in the behind. I'll look at that now. Got gaps that left behind. Like, where we going? Where we going? There's a gap there that was left behind from 248.83 to 249. There's a gap there. This one is not a gap. That's not a gap. That's not a gap. And this gap from Thursday to Friday got filled with Friday's price action. But IWM is current closed at 260.22. I thought 260 would stop it. I was like, oh, 260 won't probably go, ain't going much higher than 260. Yeah, right. It went up as high as 261.56. It did pull back off of that and close at 260.22. Pivot at 262.91, also has one at 262.08, but definitely still green, still at all-time high. 222 bullish continuation. Just IWM, like, this was the week. This is IWM's week. Like, we got places to go, baby. We got places to go. Support is at 248.75, which is 12 points below, and another one at 255. IWM is like, y'all always was keeping me in the box, and I'm out the box, baby. I'm out the box. So again, we always trade what we see. IWM has been on a tear, doing really good work, and we've been trading it along the way. We've been trading it. Now, we had to be careful, because when it's running like this, I have to do like a put credit spread, but then you want to get below these candles. And sometimes when it runs so hard in a day, it's hard to decide where you're going to put. So if it doesn't, give us what we need, basically we'll skip it, because we're not trying to put ourselves in harm's way just so we can get a few dollars out of IWM. But support at 257.95. There's a good support there. You even see that the price dipped down almost to that, right at 258, and then reversed. That's a good support there, right at 258, but it's currently at 260 and some change. Okay. I'll look at SOFX. What is SOFX? Along SoFi. Now, I personally feel like SoFi is probably going to do a little bit of a pullback. Not investment advice, because I'm not an investment advisor. But SoFi is at a 2-2 reversal. 2-2 reversal from Thursday and Friday. It came out of this one candle. It did break to the upside from there, but this is a failed 2 up. And a failed 2 up is generally a bearish symbol, and you got your bearish on the day, the week, and the month. So if I was, it pays dividends. Okay. If I was trading SoFi, I would be looking for a downside entry. If you're a strat person, which we are, this would be, where's this? Give me back. There we go. This would be your text. That would be your put entry or call credit spread entry, because my thoughts are that it would possibly go back down. A failed 2 up is a bearish signal, probably going to go down some. But you can also, I mean, you may get, it can go either way. So, but that could be a call entry going to the upside. I would anticipate more downside action, but there you are with that. Okay, 12.5% is a good little dividend. That's a good return. I mean, that's a good dividend. Okay, that's what I see on that. Okay. Let me see, what do I have on here? I think my next thing here is talking about the membership. All righty, membership. If you're gonna buy, buy a low is okay. Yeah, if you're gonna, buy some more once it pulls back some, to buy some more, I do see. Let me put it back on the stage. I think if you were going to look at buying, there is support at 29.45. There's some support there. So if you were, let me go to the screen that shows the chart. If you were looking to buy some more, 29.45 might be a, potential buy opportunity. Might be a potential buy opportunity at 29.45. A 12.5% return. Does it pay every month or every quarter? How often does it pay dividends? 29.45 is a nice place, potentially nice place for purchase potential. Again, I don't give investment advice, so this is not investment advice because I am not an investment advisor. Okay, but this is support. 29.45. Okay. Add to the stage. Membership running all the time, always. You can get a 7-day free pass. Take a look at us. 0 DTE trading on XSPX. We trade IWM. We do some 1 DTE stuff too. Training, charting, coaching, guidance, alerts, all the stuff that comes along with the membership. You can come over there and check us out if you're interested in doing that. So we have the membership and we have copy trading. Those are the 2 things that I do. If anybody comes into your Telegram talking about so-and-so, some Iron Man AI, suchy, that ain't me. That is not me. That is somebody getting ready to separate you from your cash. And it's not me. All right. That I'm not doing an AI, nothing. I'm doing copy trading and a membership. Those are the 2 things that I do. And I actively do those. Copy trading is not an AI thing. I am not a bot. I am the person who is doing that. The membership is not run by a bot. It is run by me. When I give alerts, I am physically giving you an alert. I'm looking at a chart and saying, here you go. Right. Okay. All righty. So tomorrow morning, I'll be on, and 8:30 in the morning, I'll be here. That's what we do in the morning. I come and I see what I see for the day. We look at the stuff that has happened overnight and try to prep ourselves for the day's worth of trading. That's what we do here. And you're free to join us. I'd love to have you join us. Be sure to like and subscribe. You do all the things you're supposed to do on YouTube. Come check us out. If you get emails from me, please check your emails because we send out good emails. I want you to check them out. If you got questions or whatever, put your questions and comments in the chat. I usually respond to those pretty regularly. All right. So put your thumb up, hit the notification bell, all those good things. If you're in my community, I will see you in about 15-20 minutes, and we will have our charting and training call for the week. Okay. I will see you all in a minute. Everybody, let's stay green and let's get this money. Bye, everybody. Bye.